Hello everyone. I'm Harichandna Datla and I have my teammate Lakshmi Chandana Sheikh here to talk about our summer capstone project. And we are students from UMBC doing a master's in data science. And this is a project for summer 2023.
So, our project is all about health. We have initially considered this data from 500 cities in the US to analyze multiple metrics. So coming to the introduction, the reason why we have chosen this topic is all of you guys have already known by now how crucial health is in one's survival. But in this technologically developed world, we see many people are falling prey of chronic diseases. Unhealthy eating habits and behaviors could lead to many of the chronic diseases like high blood pressure, obesity, kidney diseases, high levels of cholesterol, and many more such cases if we go deeper. Also, we were interested to check on how many people are taking actions depending upon their health outcomes. And to talk about the data source, we have found this very good data set from CDC, Division of Population Health, Epidemiology and Surveillance Branch, where this project was actually funded by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation in concert with CDC Foundation. This dataset is approximately 224 MB and it has 810K rows and 24 columns. This dataset has lots of information on health metrics over 28,000 different census tracts within 500 largest cities in the USA. I would say this is one of the amazing datasets as per their sheer quality of included locations and the way the data was structured. Roughly, it has columns like state, city, category, measure, location, and relatable columns. So here you can see the clear description of the columns in the dataset we have. And then to look at the purpose of the project, we have concerned the categories like unhealthy behaviors, preventions, and health outcomes, and try to pull out the states that topped in their occurrence. The other important factor is scanning and examining data like this would actually be very helpful for the government or any private organizations in case if they plan for any preventive or healthcare activities that are specific to a location. Mainly, we have used some classifiers and regression models to play with the data and bring out the best analysis. And these are the things that our project has gone through. Coming to the questions that we wanted to solve. Here, the main aspect is to analyze the three categories we have in the dataset and their relation with various health measures. And then checking on the cities that take preventive measures. And finally, inquiring which machine learning model gives the best performance. So, this is the flow that we have followed during our process of finishing the project. And here you can see data cleaning, where we have started with checking if there are any null values in the columns that we have in the data set. And in the process of data cleaning, we have removed the unnecessary columns that are not useful much to our analysis. In the data preparation part, we have checked things like unique states, unique cities, and how many unique values are there in particular columns. And to work on data analysis, here we have grouped by the category ID, which is our target variable. And here comes the correlation matrix. It shows all possible pairs of values correlated in the table. These are the links, the pages that we got after performing some visualization using the application called SweetWiz. And now the graph starts. Here in these graphs, these are the states and cities that top the first 10 positions in their occurrence from our records. When trying to perform some analysis on category feature, especially for New York State, we found out that health outcomes category has occurred more, uh, followed by prevention and unhealthy behaviors. And this is for New York State, and it's almost same for Oklahoma State as well. Health outcomes top the category wise division. And from here, my teammate Harijandana will take you forward.
We have done our EDA using PySpark in Databricks. And we have also, while doing the EDA, we have concentrated on two particular states, that is New York and California. And this is a graph that we have plotted for heart stroke and diabetes prevalence in the major cities of New York. Next slide. And this is a graph for binge drinking and sleep deprivation, which are more prevalent unhealthy behaviors in New York. And this we have done by grouping the categories column of the data set. And the next slide shows that the graphs for California state, and these graphs are for obesity and chronic kidney diseases in adults. And in the next slide is about the binge drinking and coronary heart diseases in adults in California state. Next slide. And this is a scatter plot we have plotted to show the relationship between high blood pressure and obesity throughout the data set. And then comes the machine learning. And in machine learning, we have again started further processing of the data. And later we went on to data splitting. Then came the training of the models. And then came the results. When we dealing with the data, we have found out that our data set is highly imbalanced, and therefore we started balancing our data set. And in the next slide, this shows the our data set before resampling and after resampling. As you can see in the before resampling, there is a large differences between the health outcomes, prevention methods, and unhealthy behaviors in our data set. And after the balancing, we have made all the values to be equal. In the next slide, we'll be showing you the encoding process which we have done in our project. So in our data set, most of the values in our columns are categorical values. Therefore, we had to encode them to numerical values in order to achieve better results in our machine learning process. So in this process, we have encoded our main target column values as 1, 2, and 3, that is health outcomes, unhealthy behaviors, and preventions respectively. In the same way, we have also encoded geographical level values as 11, 22, and 33, because as census tract has 11, city has 22, and US has 33. Next slide. In the same way, after the encoding all other categorical value columns, this is our final encoded data set. As you can see, all the values have been turned to numericals. And then came training and testing data sets. We have split our data set into 70% of the training and 30% as the test data set. As you can see, these are the code snippets for that. Next slide. Then These are the 5 machine learning models which we have applied on our data set, in which 3 are regression type and the 2 are classification models. And the 3 regression models are linear, ridge, and lasso. Uh, ridge and lasso comes under the family of linear regression itself, but ridge and lasso are to deal with multicollinear data. So then came our results of the machine learning models. These are the results for the regression models, the where the linear regression gave us 0.84, whereas ridge also gave 0.84, and lasso gave us our least score, that is 0.79. And then came the decision tree and classification and random forest classifier model. Decision tree have given us a 0.98 of accuracy, and whereas a random forest classifier gave us a 0.99 accuracy. So while comparing all the 5 models, we have uh, come to a conclusion that classification models turned out well for our data set. Next slide. So this is the performance of those machine learning models. And after this analysis, we have concluded that classification models work well for our data set. And in each of our EDA, we have found out that health outcomes topped much in our results. And also there are very less people who are into prevention. And there are many people who are taking medications for the various health outcomes they have received. And all our project related files, that is the SweetWiz outputs, are are the presentation which you are seeing, and the machine learning files have been uploaded to our GitHub repo. And these are the reference links that you can watch. Along with that, we will be posting these links in our under the video too, so that you guys can go and have a look at it. And here is our end of the presentation. Thank you.